Now in this video I want to show you how the rotate tool works in 3D. And as you can see on the screen, I've removed the element from the bottom corner here. Now that element of course is exactly the same as this one, since the figure is symmetrical and the dimensions are the same. So when you were building this first, it would have made sense perhaps to copy and rotate this element into this space here. So let's try that and see what happens. So I'm going to go back to wireframe, and my element is selected, so I can start the rotate tool. In the tool settings window, I need to be careful how I set this up. To start with, my compass is here floating in the space at the moment. And if I tried to do that right now, I would see nothing of any interest at all. So I need to put my compass on this corner. So let's hit the O key and put my compass there. Now I'm working in this face, this L-shaped face basically. So I need to rotate the compass again. And that's much better. Now I have an angle of 90 degrees set in the tool settings window. And I'm doing that because my compass is now in right orientation. I'm looking at the compass from this point of view, from the right side. So 90 degrees must be a positive rotation from that point of view. Now obviously it's important you understand that, otherwise you'll have the rotation in the opposite direction. Now let's take a closer look at this. Now what we see is if I select this corner here as my rotation point, and rotation point is key here, notice that the segment is too low in the gap in the lower leg. Okay, let's try the next corner, which is this corner. Now my segment is too high in the leg. So what's happening is that the rotate tool rotates the centroid of the element. So in other words, the centroid of my original element is the connection point for the rotate tool. So what this means is, if I look in closer here, I really need a rotation point which is halfway between this point and this point on this face. If I place the cursor approximately halfway, you'll see that the segment fits nicely. So I need a point halfway along. So a couple of possibilities here. I could go the long way and draw a construction line from this point to this point and use that as a midpoint snap, or I can let AccuDraw do it for me. So what I would do in that case, since my compass is there already, I'm working in the plane of this face, which is perfect. All I have to do is place my cursor on that corner, do not data point, and now I use AccuDraw's calculator to divide the distance between the compass and that snap point by 2. So on my keyboard, I will use the /, which is the divider operator. And up pops the compass just above AccuDraw's window at the bottom of the screen. And I divide by 2. And if you look in the drawing, you'll see that there's a small dot appearing halfway between the compass and my current snap point where the cursor is. That's my point that I need. And you'll notice that the segment has popped into place perfectly. So I'll simply left click to accept that and right click and we're done. So that's a slightly tricky maneuver. But if you know how the rotate tool works, then this makes sense. Just keep in mind that it's the centroid of a 3D element which is being rotated. Try it with a construction line too, and try it too in the right view as a two-dimensional view and see how that works for you.